Hello my sweeties and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Celise and thank you for joining my spooky little family. In today's video, we will be talking about Stigmata. Let's get into the video. I've got my glasses on. I've got no eye gems on because these eyes needed a break. But my new glasses are cool, right? Right? I love them. I mean, with this choker, girl, stop. So before we get into this review, I just want to quickly shout out my patron, Toxic Dawn, for recommending this film for me to review. If you would like to recommend a film for me to review in a video like this, consider checking out my Patreon. The link will be in the description down below. And with that, let's jump right into the late 90s with Stigmata. Directed by Rupert Wainwright, starring Patricia Arquette, Gabriel Byrne, and Nia Long, Stigmata follows an ordinary young woman who is affected by mysterious wounds called stigmata. When a Catholic priest comes to investigate the so-called miracle, he discovers this woman may be possessed by someone or something, and a message originating from the time of Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay, so I have to be honest, I'm actually really excited to talk about this film today because I'm a huge lover of religious horror films, all kinds, good, bad, you know, I love it. It is definitely one of my favorite subgenres. Now let's delve right into some performances. We have Gabriel Byrne, who plays our priest, and he's all right in this. I don't really have a strong opinion on him or his performance. I don't think he's particularly great or particularly bad. He's kind of just there. I will say he does have decent chemistry with Patricia Arquette, so that was good because I don't think he always nails some of the reactions in this film. I feel like a lot of his reactions are pretty much the same. And that was kind of weird because there was a lot of crazy shit happening in this movie. Now, with Patricia Arquette, I feel like she's an icon. She's an amazing actress, and she's been around forever. I personally feel like she really does kind of outshine him in this movie, but she also does have a lot more to work with, so, you know, there's that. I think Patricia particularly is really good in horror films and thrillers. She's just very, very good in these genres. I think she really nailed the performance here. It definitely is not easy to portray a possessed character, and I really liked the way she did it. It was all very eerie and not overreacted, and even before her character becomes possessed, she does a great job embodying the role of Frankie and who she is. She's fun, she's stylish, and super carefree. A typical late 90s, early 2000s baddie. I mean, I kind of just wanted to be her bestie. Not to mention, I absolutely loved Frankie's apartment in this movie. The decor and set design is definitely very late 90s, early 2000s, but there is something really comforting about it for me. And I think a lot of that is because when I was younger, I really wanted to be like one of those girls that had an apartment that looked like that. Like specifically, she has these neon blow-up chairs in the apartment. And when I tell y'all that I really wanted those kinds of chairs, it was between the blow-up neon chairs and like those really fluffy ones. Oh my god, we have to like put it on the screen. Those were iconic. Like every baddie needed that. Okay, so that aside, this kind of brings me into the overall look of the film. Now, there's a lot to like here. I do find some shots really pretty and aesthetically pleasing, like the shots of the Vatican and even a lot of the outdoor shots. There's a lot of greenery and the film is very blue, so I do like that. I love when films are very blue or very green, especially horror films. You know, it just hits different. I also thought that there were some moments of great cinematography in this film to tie into the atmosphere. So I did like that. That was really cool. However, there are some sequences in the film that are very dated and very late 90s, and I don't think they look that great. At least they don't hold up for me. Some shots just kind of look awful and blown out. Specifically, the shot of Frankie when she's in the hospital and like the doctors are taking care of her. All of that for me looked absolutely terrible. The scene itself was fine, but the way it was shot was just like, no. Not to mention, there are some cuts in this film that were really hard to watch. Actually, there was an amazing Letterboxd comment that I read that thoroughly explains my thoughts. I feel like it just completely got what I was thinking. A lot of the movie is cut like those early 2000s you wouldn't steal a car anti-piracy ads. So that was kind of taking me out. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I think they were going for like a more, I'm not really sure, a more artsy, almost music video-ish thing. I don't know. It's definitely dated. Besides that, I did actually like a lot of sequences though, specifically when Frankie is taking a bath and we see her first become affected by the stigmata. All of those shots were really great. There's a gorgeous shot taken as if we were in the bathtub with her. And then it gets quite gruesome with the shots of the nails, you know, kind of going through her wrists. And that was actually done really well. It's really disgusting to watch, especially if you are grossed out by like body horror or anything like that. That was actually done pretty good. I actually find the whole story about Stigmata very interesting. And I feel like it isn't something that has really been done, at least not from religious horror films that I've seen. Though if you guys have any that you would recommend to me, that would be so amazing. Please leave it down in the comment section below. Now, though the premise of Stigmata I thought was somewhat interesting, and Patricia does play a great role, I found myself not really connecting with this film as much as I had hoped. When I read the synopsis and saw the poster, I was like, okay, this is gonna be great. But unfortunately, it wasn't great for me. Like, yes, there are certain elements here that I quite enjoyed, but there's a lot of meat missing for me in this story. Personally, for me, the story feels just a little bit disjointed, and because of that, I feel like we don't really get enough time with our characters emotionally. Like, yes, we do see them throughout the entire film, but it's kind of just you see them and so much stuff is happening. There really isn't a moment to connect with them. And that's something that's very important to me as a movie watcher. I need to feel connected to the characters I'm watching. And if I'm not, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I care so much. I think really the main issue with that is that then it kind of suffers from not really having so much depth. And I hate that. I don't know. What else can I say? I just hate when that happens. But you know what? Not everybody's gonna connect with everything, and that's totally fine. Another thing that kind of was taking me out is that the plot line felt very confusing as well. I honestly think that a lot of what Patricia Arquette is doing really helps keep you interested, but that ultimately doesn't help with the script being so weak. It definitely is a great idea, but it kind of feels like this was a cool idea that was brought up and was talked about, but it was just never really fleshed out because unfortunately in this film, it's just not executed that well, and that kind of sucks because I really wanted that to happen. Now, I don't really feel too strongly about this film. I don't love it, but I certainly don't hate it, and I think there are aspects of this movie that are really cool. And again, the entire story about the stigmata is very interesting. So, you know, even though it doesn't really do what I wanted it to do, I can appreciate it. I can definitely understand why some people would like this film. Again, it can be very aesthetically pleasing, and it also does have a nostalgic feel. And you know what? Patricia Arquette is absolutely amazing, so I get it. I also want to say that if you're into religious horror films like me and you like delving more into the genre and watching a lot of those kinds of films, then I definitely think this one is worth checking out. It did not really hit for me, but it could hit for you, and I would totally understand why. And with that, I am going to be giving Stigmata 2.5 Levs out of 5. And if you would like to know where to check out Stigmata, it's actually available on Tubi for free right now here in the US. So if you'd like to check it out, hop on over there. Alright, you guys, that is it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe as it really helps me a lot. And be sure to click that little notification bell to be up to date every single time I upload. And let me know in the comments, have you seen Stigmata? Did you enjoy it? Have you never even heard of this movie? I'd love to talk about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.